And we are live. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. I'm Emma, and welcome to the House of Hubris, here on twitch.tv/Sarasant. Welcome back to the Banner Saga. The first game of 3, as you can tell by the advert at the top there for the Banner Saga 3. I don't need your advert, I've already played the game. So yes, if you were here last time, we are leading a couple of parties through a kind of Norse myth-inspired world where humans live side by side with a race of giants called Val, and the gods are long dead and the sun has stopped. We've got one party with these three, Rook, Alette, and Iva, who are escaping their village, and one party with the Prince of Men and the accidental King of Val, heading up to the Val capital. Honestly, I think that's about as much of a recap as you need. Oh, and also there are monsters, because of course there are monsters, in the form here of big stone zombies called Dredge. Let's just get back into it. I mean, mostly what you missed last time was me doing tactics badly, and you'll get plenty of that today. Okay, I think I did everything I needed to in camp, so let's get back on the road. So yes, currently with Harkon and Ludin's party, as you can tell with the yellow banner. Margaret comes to you sporting a dour expression.
There are more warriors than usual claiming illness lately. I don't think they're faking it. I've seen them vomiting or stumbling around. Humans seem to be suffering from something too.
There you go. People yesterday were all, oh, this new Oregon Trail is terrible, you can't get dysentery. Some kind of disease?
I can't prove anything, but I think some of the rations may have been poisoned.
Before you can respond, he continues,
Don't spread paranoia. It may be nothing. I found nothing wrong with the food. Most of us aren't ill. What do you think?
Keep some people on watch, because keeping people on watch over the food seems like a sensible thing anyway. Margaret swears a few Val to secrecy and has them keep a close eye on the supplies. Well, I guess we'll see how that turns out down the road. The backgrounds on this are so beautiful. It's one of those where you could just pause it anywhere and it would be a good wallpaper. Ludin has been sending scouts ahead, quicker and more nimble than your Val. One rushes back just as you cross the hilltop, out of breath. Dredge! That direction! You overhear him tell Ludin. About a day away. They found a village. You ask what they're doing. Tearing the place apart, he says. Maybe 1,000 of them or more. And for God knows what. This will be a bigger fight than usual. Ludin is uncharacteristically silent, waiting to see what you say. I think we can take the fight. Let's draw some of them away from the village, because, you know, a lot of Dredge is better than even more Dredge, so... You send a small group of shield bangers to get their attention. They do. Half a day later, many Dredge are giving chase up the hill in their plodding sort of way. You get ready to lay waste. And we're back onto a war footing. 518 Dredge, 185 humans, and 466 Val at our side. We have the advantage, so I think it's time to charge. And we will lead the charge ourselves. Let's take Eric instead of Bessie. We don't need 2 Warhawks right now. And Eric being able to just send willpower to everyone all the time. This is a lot of Dredge. Let's go, I guess. Ah, see the amount of movement I've got now that I have Exertion 3 on Harkon. I mean, I'm not going to use it, because no sense in using all of my willpower right away, but... Actually, let's use it here. And mess that one up. Who else wants messing up? You? I think you do. Why would you have walked over here if you didn't want messing up? In fact, if we bring the pain, because that should, yeah, take off a bunch of armor, and also then be like, come at me, bros. And by bros, I mean Dredge, and by Dredge, I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this bit. There you go. Take 1 armor off me, I'll take 3 off you, you bastard. In fact, really what I should do is give Harkon some willpower back, so I shouldn't have closed on that Dredge, but oh well. Kill that one. Because, you know, get some willpower, I suppose. Probably shouldn't have done that in retrospect, but here we are. Can I get within range of anyone? That one. I guess I do that then. Now, this seems like a good time to use Sundering Impact. Hit that one with it. Do some splash damage. And then maybe get out of there, because you're not the class who is excellent at being surrounded. Maybe I should go and take some pressure off Harkon. No. Brain. I keep saying, you know what you want to do is get everybody down to low health before you start actually killing them, and then I forget to do that. Really want... How does disease affect us mechanically? So far, it hasn't. It was just that one choice about keeping somebody on watch or what. So, we shall see how that pans out. Harkon, your earliest in initiative of these. Have some more willpower. Now I'm doing the thing again, aren't I? What I want to do is strip this guy's armor. Right, and then Irsa, slag time. Realise I had misjudged where everything was and hit Harkon. That wasn't ideal. I think it's Tempest time. Forgot you could hit friendly targets with that. Ah. Sorry, Harkon. Way to treat the king, Gunnulf. Absolutely wreck all of their armor. And now it is slag time again. Sorry in advance if this hits you, Ludin. It's hit Ludin. Oh no, wait. You don't actually see until it spreads. Oh no, it hit Ludin. Oh wait, it always hits everybody in that 5 cross. It's just... the only thing that varies is the placement of the coals. I remember now. I'm not good at games and I never claimed to be. Disclaimer, I probably at some point have claimed to be. These are just the best bodyguards ever. Yeah, both of them. To be fair, if your bodyguard specialises in area of effect attacks, and you know this, you should maybe, you know, keep them further from you. Eric has absolutely taken names today. What I can do though, if I use a willpower, impale, because that right there is guaranteed damage. And then he can kick nothing. And then Ursa get the kill. Take a moment to survey the battlefield. The enemy is being pushed back all the way down the line. You could take this opportunity to pull back and leave combat immediately, or chase down some more dredge. No, 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 no. I have already been incompetent once. And we still lost nobody, because we rule. Like, literally, that we've got 2 monarchs in here. Well, I suppose Ludin isn't a monarch yet. It looks like we're coming up to a camp or something. With the village still a day away, you're eating on the march. A Varl approaches.
We had words earlier,
says Gris. You recall him claiming that he didn't care for your command.
You were right in what you did. Let me join your guard and fight at your side.
Pride hangs on his posture and sincerity in his eyes. Do we reckon actual sincerity? Is it a terrible idea to let him do this? Let's give him a one shot. Tell him to report to Mog.
I don't sit in the back lines. Make a mistake and you'll get your head caved in. Nobody will lose sleep over it.
He nods and goes to speak with Mog. Let's see how that goes. You're close enough to hear dredge rattling through the buildings below.
Pull them out of the houses,
Mog suggests.
Slag just can't resist an ambush. We'll have better luck in our open field.
Sure. Send your shield bangers forward to gather attention. Before long, the dredge have gathered, ready for a fight. And we charge. And let's get into battle. And we haven't rested, so Harkon's still injured, so we should maybe not let him do this. How's Gris? What's his deal? Model Varl warrior. Gris doesn't have much distinction to his name and little influence on the politics of Varl. He's a warrior through and through, having fought in every great war and killed countless dredge and men alike. Dependable when he's not shooting his mouth off. Strong Arm, is that a class we've seen before? No, new ability, Battering Ram. Smashes into an enemy or ally, knocking them back up to 4 tiles, pushing them through anywhere on... Oh no, we have had one of these. I can't remember who it was, but we have. Wagner? Maybe. So yeah, pushes people away, does break damage, and then more for everybody they get pushed through. Also, this Eric can have a level. So he can now give 4 willpower for the cost of 1, which seems wildly overpowered. More break, more exertion, as is traditional. Ursa has a level as well. And if you think I'm not going to say more break, more exertion. So yeah, let's take Hakon out for now. Let's give Gris his 1 shot. Let's go. Okay, staying at the back is good for an archery officer, but you may be taking the piss at this point. Apart from that, I think we're good. Okay. Bring the pain like Method Man. Oh, Jesus God. 15 strength, that's a lot. Well, let's make it significantly more? Less. The opposite of more. Wow. Good at words today, y'all. I could battering ram him through that other one, but there's still only 2 break damage. And I could just take 5 strength here. To go. I don't really want to plunge him down there into the middle of a bunch of them. Ah, this is probably the way. Don't kill it. Not yet. Now, where does Ludin go, given how incredibly wounded he is? Maybe do this? Can I impale 2 away? Yes. No? No. Boom. Oh no. Well, Ludin's down. And that's the other reason we didn't battering ram that guy away, because it makes it harder for the large ones to get in on us. Do I want to use another Bring the Pain or just straight attack? Let's bring it. Okay, now you can use your Tempest, given that there's no allies directly adjacent to you. Oh yeah, I forgot, how did I forget how abilities work? It's, you don't, when they level up and you get the new ability rank, it doesn't automatically trigger, it takes, if you spend 2 willpower on it, it'll do the level 2, and if you spend 3 willpower on it, it will do the level 3. That's, in retrospect, super obvious, but my brain just forgot. I don't know if that was the best tactical move, but, you know, I did it anyway. Who needs willpower? Anybody need willpower? Yes, so he doesn't give full willpower for 1, he gives full willpower for 2. Actually, it might be time to wound this one. Probably shouldn't sit there to do it, because they're marked, you can't get past. Yeah, that was in retrospect a bad move. But hey, if I didn't make bad moves, would you even recognise this channel? And then if we slag there, it won't actually hit our own allies for once. Okay, way to dodge around the squishy one to hit the heavily armoured one who has been asking you to hit him. Good tactical mind from that Dredge. And that's what gets you maced. And then sworded. Gunulf, you want somebody else to fight? There you go. Oh yeah, it does break damage to the ones it travels through as well. I forgot that part. I can remember so many mechanics in this game, y'all. Just take all of its armor. It's stand somewhere that isn't there. Bodied. You get also bodied. Well, Gris, that was your one chance. How did it go? Have we mentioned how bodied you should get? Well, really, we've just stripped your armor in preparation for future bodying, but you know. Here comes said bodying. And see, this is how you do it. Weaken everyone, then start taking them out, and when it gets to pillage, you're left with one person with 1 strength, who gets a guaranteed turn and then immediately gets bodied. Enemy being pushed back all the way down the line. Do we reckon I can take some more? Yes. Yes, I do. Hubris. Oh no. You know when you immediately know that mistakes have been made? Okay, what you want to do is give Ursa a whole bunch of willpower. Because she might need it. For example, for getting away. Or wrecking this dude's armor. That's 18 strength. That's so many strength. Oh, and you're also 18 strength. Excellent. Well, half of those strength belong to me now. They don't belong to me. I can't take them off you, more's the pity. We are not vampires in this game. See, this is what you need to worry about with these Scourges, is when they start doing this, if they get another turn, they will summon another unit, and you don't want them to do that. Actually, what I could do, slag them. love to repay you for that one, but I need to go and kill this dude. Yes, chat, that was hubris, well identified. You just be our human willpower multiplier, alright? Get one, give two. That's the way Eric did it. Why do I say these things? Maybe slag them? Can't get in a position to hit both of them with a Tempest, and if I probably did, I'd probably kill her as well. So instead, let's just... I'm probably going to lose. Case in point, this is me losing. That was probably stupid. Because now the enemy gets pillage mode. And I die. We lost a bunch of people. 13 fighters, 33 Val. 6 of our people got injured. But they don't perma-die. So there's that. And now we immediately go to camp. Oh no. The assault on the town is a disaster. Val quickly start losing ground and you're overwhelmed. Thanks to hubris. Many warriors fall in the retreat.
Will take longer, but we'll have to go around the village,
says Mog. You regrettably agree. It takes a full day to navigate around the remaining dredge. As you skirt the town, you spot the bodies of allies who fell in the fight, including Gris, the Val who had given you a hard time earlier. It hits you harder than you expected. Well, welcome to the party, Gris. Sorry, you're dead. We said you had one shot, and look what you did. You died. Now, we're going to rest for a few days. Also, does somebody have a promotion lined up? Yeah, Gunnulf can get up to rank 5, which is, I believe, the maximum. So now he can have Tempest 3. Hits up to 4 enemies. Ah, yes, and you see now his kills are golden, because it's just there as a record. You don't need to actually get more to rank up or anything. You could probably do with some more willpower. Yeah, we need 3 days rest to heal everyone, so let's do that. And that'll be good for morale as well. As will, you know, everyone not bleeding over everything. And also, you know, not being dead when we next need them to defend us. You hear a shout echo on the wind, a standard Val greeting. A caravan of Val are heading you your direction, probably a few hundred in total. You meet them halfway.
You must be with Vognir. Was. Vognir didn't make it. You're serious? It's good and grim out here, but didn't expect that. You're flying the Schlid banner. What's happening? Isn't Olvar in charge there? And Vassalt. Olvar's still in Schlid, in case he needs to be. He sent me to meet Vognir. Well, you. We've seen nothing happening in Schlid yet. What do you mean? No dredge. They never came through Schlid. They're all pouring out of Ridgehorn. We only just found out about it. One group went that way. We came here. Ridgehorn, that fort on the bay. That place has been abandoned for hundreds of years. Yeah, maybe that's why they're there. By all accounts, it looks like another damned invasion.
Ludin forces his way into the conversation. Wait a godless minute, what did you do?
Careful now.
You be careful, what did you start? You think men don't remember history? The long banner hangs in Arborang. Second Great War nearly screwed us all. What did you do this time?
Who the fan is this?
Fan is a Swedish swear word. Well, most Norse languages. Just so you know. Wow, we can't even be slightly respectful.
Take him and go to Grafheim. We'll meet you later.
Are you insane? He just said an army of dredge are pouring out of that fort.
Go on to Grafheim then, Prince. Having your blood on my hands would be worse than doing nothing.
This shuts Luton up for a moment. You see the battle raging in his head. He looks desperate for safety, but he didn't expect to flee like a coward. He expected you to come along. He glances at his men. We're already this far. If this is the Varl's doing, I'll know of it, and so will my father. Don't you just love guys who are like, well, wait till my father hears about this. Besides, you need my help and my fighters. If I go, so do Ursa and Bersi. Ludin's unexpected flip-flop catches you like a swift kick to the shins. Margaret can't contain a chuckle.
The prince has courage.
Just cold cock him? No.
Do whatever you like, Ludin.
Paint me the villain, Harkon, what do I care? I'm sick of you being the only one to do as he pleases in this alliance. That's fair.
These are Varl lands. We're facing an army of dredge. How much experience do you have in these matters?
True, mankind has never provoked them into a war. You're going for a third. Is taunting the dredge into genocide a game for your kind? Walking a thin line there. No, don't punch the prince in the head. Just walk away. You curse and threaten pandemonium. That's not just walking away. The prince has chosen to be no responsibility of yours. If Ludin stays, so do Fassop's warriors. They join the caravan. 330 Varl, wow. That's many. It won't be good for our supply consumption, right? Morgoth finds you, this time in a hurry.
I found out what's wrong with the sick Varl,
he says, clutching his gut.
Ate some of it myself, he says. Food's not poison, but it is spoiled. Bad fish and getting more so. Ugh, I wish I didn't just think about that.
Any sentence that includes the word your kind isn't going well. Yes, indeed.
I must have got it from the merchants back near Verdfett, he says. Mixed it in with the good stuff. Could have messed up as much as for half of our supply. What do you want to do?
Logically we should just dump it all. Like, everything we're worried about. But at the same time, we need those supplies, especially now we've got over 900 people in this caravan. Middle ground. Morgoth frowns, but agrees. The tainted food is tossed down a hill where it won't attract attention. He reports back.
Taken care of, but we've got more real fighters than ever before. At least 40 at the moment. What do you want to do about them?
Don't send them back to Strand, because, like, marching back on their own all the way back there would be a terrible plan. Avoid fighting until they recover. Morgoth goes to spread the word. Damn careless merchants. You hope this will be the end of it. See, game, the fact that you've used the phrase, you hope this will be the end of it, leads me to believe this won't be the end of it. The hike approaching the Godstone is murder. You recall how most Godstones were built on hills overlooking other Godstones so that travellers could follow them and find their ways between cities. It does nothing to ease your pains.
Dredge!
Shouts Morgoth near the front of the caravan. Suddenly black rocks are whizzing past your head.
What the hell is this?
You shout. Morgoth shakes his head. A stone slams into the shield of a nearby Varl, exploding in a flash of light and razor-sharp fragments.
Get behind the shield bangers!
Shouts Morgoth as you approach for a fight. 837 of them to our 900-odd fighters. So we charge. And we rush into battle. because this is not the House of Prudence. Hakon couldn't get back in ranks. So what's Fasolt's think? Provoker. Fasolt has spent a lot of time with warriors under his command. Known for being something of a vicious commander who may have at one point been a brigand with a grudge against mankind, he's also one of the most respected for reliably getting the job done. Most recently, he's been posted in Schlid, holding off the Dredge. If Fasolt is anything, he's a vile loyalist. And he has Malice, which is a taunt. Oh, I'm so bad at tanking. I'm very bad at tanking. And he also has reaction damage, which is nice. And 15 base armor, so, you know, he can do the tanking. Should we give him a run out? Tell you what, let's replace good enough with Bersi because he needs the levels, and likewise Eric with Fasolt. Let's have just Heavy Val. But yes, now, as you might have guessed from that intro, the Dredge have ranged attacks. Welcome to Dredge Slingers, I hate them. Runs several tiles away from an attacker when hit. Hate that. The ones in white are slightly stronger. Cool. So really, ideally what you want to do is kill them in one hit like this. See, bringing the pain won't be so helpful here because they don't do melee attacks, and I don't believe that he gets reaction damage against ranged attacks, so just take a bunch of armor off. And then Bersi can do the kill. And get a level out of it, so that's nice. I really should have put Fasolt earlier in the initiative. Oh, actually, no, you know what Luden can do? Go there. And then Impale, because that does them damage when they move. And what do Slag Slingers do after you hit them? Move. I remember how to do the occasional tactic. Also, you want to do funky ranged attacks? I can do funky ranged attacks too. Just watch that one kill himself. That was fun. Can't close on them because of the coals, so let's just murk this dude. Or at least strip almost all the armor off this dude. Just like that. And then realise I've positioned all my people very badly. You know what? He's already at full willpower. Resting seems like a waste. Yeah, fine. Head here. Pull back slightly. Yes, attack my tank, you fools. And also be dead. More importantly, really. Like, if you were only going to do one of those things, I would recommend being dead. Not attacking my archer. For that... So yeah, while the whole running away when they get hit thing is very annoying, you can also really leverage it to your own advantage, as I am demonstrating. For example, here's another impale, and now this guy is almost certainly dead. Especially because he walked directly into a fire! The fact that Harkon's already down to 3 strength isn't great. In fact, why not? I've got a full horn, just use it to absolutely cripple this one's armor. Cool, Margot still can't actually do anything. I say this as though it's his fault. It is entirely my fault. And now Tempest should take both of these out. As well as cause a momentary stutter in the game. Irsa's down, which I don't love, but Fasolt can... Oh, can't actually quite get a kill here. Boo. Well, in that case, it'll just be looting. Okay, now this actually is a good time for us to press. Because I feel like we do have something of an advantage here, even though Harkon is in a bad way. And can't get close to that one because of all the coals. Okay, no, bring up pain. Bercy again can't close on that one because of the coals that I put down, so you know, that's on me, I suppose. Cool, stand there and do nothing. Love that. Plus, I think if you close into melee range with them, they can't specifically target you. They'll have to use their range attacks on somebody else. I don't know that for definite. Anyway, if you can walk yourself to death, well, halfway there. Yeah, there you go. Reaction damage doesn't work for ranged attacks. Boo. Earns. You know what does work is an axe. Truly the technology that never goes out of style. Don't know why I did that. But hey, I guess. It's good time as any to spend it there. Get in between them, and then Tempest won't be great because they've both got too much armor, but you know. Yeah, that was a waste. Why didn't you walk yourself to death? That would have been polite. Ain't no killing the king. Okay, yeah. Faso actually really proving his worth here. Bessie less so. Stop getting hit. Luden, do the impale trick again. That's funny. Do 2 damage and then watch them do themselves 3 more. wrecked. Best he can do, really. Now, what's the range on Malice? Oh, only an adjacent unit. Boo to that. Now comes the bit where we're all low on willpower and strength, and we just flail away at each other's armour for a while we wait for it all to go over, so we all leave, except all of these Dredge who aren't going to leave on account of they'll be dead. We got an item out of that. Not a good quality item, but an item. And hey, nobody died. And we only got 2 people injured. Unlike the last time, where, remember, Chris? What in the depths are these? You wonder, looking at the unusual Dredge slingers. Nobody knows. Without warning, a deranged and half-dead slag stumbles out of the brush, throwing itself upon the yokes attached to the treasure cart. Surprised Varl pull weapons, but not before the whole cart slides off slick rock and a sheer drop, stopped suddenly by a low growl. The enormous metal wagon dangles precariously off a cliff. From the end swings a confused yoke still tied to its reins. On top, the Dredge hangs on tight. Keeping the whole thing from plummeting over the side is Gunnulf, one hand white-knuckling the cart, the other wrapped around a tree trunk. He's Captain America. Help him? You grab the cart and pull. You barely make any ground when the tree he's holding on tears from the ground, dragging you with terrifying force towards the edge. Okay, let go now. With a roar that sounds more like you just stabbed him in the side than gave an order, Gunnulf lets go of the cart. It flips over the side in a flash, followed much later by a dull thud and crack. At the base of the steep cliff, hundreds of yards below, the treasure cart has exploded into a frozen firework of gold, valuables, and yokes and Dredge gore. That was a costly mistake, grits Ubin between clenched teeth. Yeah, but better than Gunnulf getting dragged over the edge by it? You wonder why that Dredge went after the yokes in the first place. Then you realise the bigger problem is the vast fortune now lying at the bottom of the cliff. Ubin, what do you think?
What choice do we have, he mutters. Even if we could gather it up, we've got nothing to haul it.
He sounds defeated, but resolute in moving on. You begrudgingly set off, leaving a king's ransom beneath your feet. Well, good thing money is not actually a mechanic in this game, because we have a lot less of it. Oh, we have a song. Let's hit another Godstone. The caravan stops. Godstone looming overhead for a short rest. The warriors are glad for it, and the stone gives you an ancient sense of being watched over, in a comforting way. Didn't help the bodies underneath it, though. The earth at the base of the Godstone is scarred like a struggle occurred. Merchants, no Dredge. A cycling dangler of a variety of goods. A barrel of mead, who knows how old. Loose silver, a statue made of soapstone. Offerings to a dead god. For the record, I believe, because it'd be a weird coincidence if not, Dangler here named after, and I believe his picture modelled after, Stephen Dangler, developer of XE.com, the currency exchange thing, and general internet philanthropy type. And by all accounts, a cool guy. I believe he backed this. Leave the offerings, but check for the merchant's brother. If you remember, we met a guy who told us that his brother was heading here. In the midst of the pile of bodies, a glitter catches your eye. You fish a gold necklace out from a jerkin to find 5 golden rings strung on it. The merchant's brother.
Guess he didn't make it,
you mutter. Take it to return it. You toss the necklace to Morgan and tell him to hang on to it. If anyone can be trusted, it's him. That seems ominous. Don't know why. Got 10 renown out of that.
Don't know what made them think the Godstone would be safe.
Margaret grunts.
We're completely exposed up here,
he says.
If we're gonna rest, I think we ought to do it a little further away.
Fine, but let's look at it first. Dangler was always one of the favourites among men. God of good fortune. They believed he brought luck, wealth, or whatever else you wish you had but couldn't get on your own. The word fortune has a lot of meanings. Eventually, you move on. Yeah, that is just a thing in mythology, is luck gods tend to just aggregate domains to themselves, because luck covers a lot of bases. Oh, I should probably do some resting. We've got a couple of injuries, haven't we? Also, did anybody level? I feel like somebody might have leveled. A bunch of people have leveled. Okay. Facile. The usual. Percy. Yeah, have some willpower. 4 isn't a lot. Luden. Ooh, now has a better impale that knocks people further away. Love that. You could do with some armor. Mog, I don't have enough to upgrade you. You will be next. Also, we have this item, Singing Stone, a rare crystal that when struck creates a pleasing sound, often strung on weapons with melodic effect. Plus willpower per kill, that sounds like a thing Bertie might want, because the Warhawks get a lot of kind of finishers, and more willpower will help him move around more effectively. Yeah, 3 days rest so that Hakan can get better, given that he is, you know, the king. And we leave. Seriously, how lovely is the art in this? I know I'm saying that every few minutes, but God, it looks good. In the distance, you see smoke rising from the trees.
Dredge aren't known for setting fires, says Mog, but it does get their attention. We use fires like that to lead them along in the Great Wars.
Yeah, but they wised up to that after a while, interjects another warrior.
Or it could be someone trying to get our attention,
claims Fasalt.
The other group from Slade was sent this way.
No matter how you look at it, investigating will cost time. Yeah, let's go check it out. The sounds of fighting ahead compel you to crash through the foliage, sidestepping Varl and Dredge bodies along the way. You burst onto a scene of carnage, a vast number of Varl surrounded by Dredge. Explanations can wait. You charge into the fight. Big damn heroes, that's what we are. Fasalt should really go, like, first, or maybe second. I think we're ready. And in a twist, the Varl surrounded by Dredge were me. Ursi, you are standing too close to them. Likewise, Bercy, to be honest. Oh, actually, you could go there. And we go. Bring the pain on this one, top level. Now this is where we use the taunt. Hold the dogs. Or whatever he just said. don't love taking 5 damage, but probably better than him hitting a less armored person. Direct strength damage, baby. Yeah, do all the walking. So much walking, and then get deflected. Wow, you suck so much. Actually, no, just keep bringing that pain. I swear every time I use that ability I am going to think of the Wu-Tang, and that's really just what we're all going to have to deal with for this entire game. And really this entire trilogy, now I come to think of it. And hey, if this Norse fantasy strategy game has inspired you to check out Bring the Pain by Method Man and all the Wu-Tang Clan, I can't remember exactly who it's credited to. Content warnings for everything you might imagine a Wu-Tang song would be content warned for. Really, I don't know what to tell you. Speaking of big damn heroes, one shot, one kill. Do the impale thing again. Percy, you do nothing. And Harkon doesn't die for once. Actually, nobody got downed there, which was novel. Am I actually learning to play? I doubt it. And Harkon and Ursa got a level. And Bertie. So many levels that I don't have the renown for. Some more renown, but not enough renown for all those levels. As the fighting wraps up, one of the Val puts his axe away and puffs on a pipe. Archon, he greets you. Glad you saw our signal. He explains that they had come from Schlied and were surrounded. He spotted you in the distance and lit a fire to draw your attention, at the risk of drawing the dredge as well. Back at the caravan, their sizable detachment join your ranks. Whoa, 1,000 Val? Margaret comes to you privately.
I've seen some of the warriors disappearing, he says. At first thought it was my imagination, and I'm certain several have just gone missing. Mostly men, but some Val too. Can't quite figure it. If it's abandonment, you can't let it stand.
Ludin, anything, any input? I ordered it, says Ludin when you confront him. I sent my men to bring back gold from the cart you left behind. If you have a problem with your warriors joining them, then maybe you should keep them under control. Option 4 is a terrible idea, but also very funny. This game is just determined to present me opportunity after opportunity to punch a foreign diplomat in his smug face while we're on this mission, kind of affirming the alliance. Explain, please. You left a pile of gold at the bottom of a hill, says Ludin. What's the chance it'll still be there months from now? The only reason we aren't each carrying a share is because you don't trust us. I mean, that's fair. I don't want to threaten him. Can we just have our money back? No, he says unflinchingly. Margaret pulls you aside.
He has no claim for the gold, but he takes no orders from us either. Like it or not, he's an equal. They'll repay us when this is over, and you'll look the better for it.
Ludin folds his arms. This is what diplomacy is. We'd let them have it. You leave no doubt in Ludin's mind that another stunt like this won't end peacefully. Wow, did I say diplomacy backed up by random threats of violence? I did not. He shrugs indifferently. Harkon, you really need to learn how to do this politics thing. Your warriors demand a break. You halt the caravan with a sigh, but in all honesty, you're starting to feel the altitude and weariness yourself. Margaret leans on a fallen tree, fiddling with a crust of bread.
Getting colder,
he says, staring into the distance. You can see Ridgehorn just start to peek around the mountains. A flock of ravens float across a clear sky toward the fort.
We should follow those birds.
That's the plan, isn't it? What? Without another word, Margaret starts running towards the birds and tumbles over the cliff. Suddenly he's gliding through the air, flapping his arms for all they're worth. He swoops toward Ridgehorn before bursting into flames and plummeting into the tower, which crumbles like a log from a smouldering campfire. I think it's maybe a dream. You think you've lost your mind. Then you wake up. You don't remember setting up camp or falling asleep in front of crackling logs.
What is going on?
You mutter. Margaret approaches you at the campfire.
Harkon, did you see?
He starts.
Yeah.
You both agree to keep it to yourselves. Well, that's quite literally ominous. Let's rest. We could probably use it at this point. Keep our morale up. Can I afford a level for anyone who's lowest level and needs promoting? Harkon. I mean, and also, you're the king. You should probably get promoted early. Congrats. Have some more willpower. Also, you should probably be before Bercy. Where are we on the map? No, not camp. Wrong button. Oh well. Likely doesn't cost you anything to set up and break camp. Okay, we're quite a long way along to Ridgehorn. What does the map say about Ridgehorn? One of the 6 horns built into the foot of the Long Reach. Ridgehorn looks out over Dangles Bay and Strand, built at the time when dredge regularly emerged from the deep fjords nearby, threatening commerce. Over time, the dredge diminished near Ridgehorn, then stopped altogether, the fort falling to disuse. Okay, then. Seriously, I cannot overstate how much stuff there is on that map.
Sure you've seen them, Margaret says. We're being followed. Dredge have been on our asses since we left the Godstone. Lots of them. I'm sure there's plenty in front of us, too. We're just a half day out from thick woods. Might lose them in there.
Yeah, Dredge don't like fighting in forests. They're not maneuverable enough. The Varl don't enjoy shuffling through undergrowth, but the Dredge hate it even more. Most stop at the edge of the forest, and the ones who follow are picked off without much effort. They begin to creep around the tree line, and you hope you can outpace them to the other side. Well, we shall see. Deep inside the woods, you get the distinct sense that Dredge have more or less surrounded you, and in great numbers. Okay, this might not have been the best plan. Their dark shapes create unsettling patterns as they slide between the trees in every direction. I mean, that just sounds like being in a forest. You called Margaret around.
Any ideas, Margaret? Yeah, pray to whatever god you like. There's more of them waiting on the other side of the woods than we've seen so far. We may be seriously outnumbered, especially if we wait.
Irsa appears unexpectedly. What if, she says, patting her arrows knowingly. You could set part of the woods on fire to draw their attention while you escape, or try to draw them into a trap.
Was this your idea?
You ask. She shrugged innocently. I'm really not sure creating a forest fire is a viable plan at this point. Like, that sounds like a bad plan. Lure them into the woods without the fire, if that's an option.
No fire, you say, but an ambush is our best option.
Ursa's eyes narrow, but she says nothing. Your shield bangers form a line and harass the Dredge, while archers pepper them with arrows. The frustrated Dredge follow you back into the woods. Then things go wrong. Great. You see Ursa flinging her fire arrows despite your orders. Dead trees erupt, the flames spreading quickly.
I said no fire,
you shout, but now both Dredge and Varl are panicking in the growing inferno. Ludin rushes past in a state of terror. You break from the trees, hoping to regroup. So when I said creating a forest fire might not be the soundest plan, I did not mean please immediately create a forest fire. 20 Varl, dead. Where is Irsa? Behind you, Varl are following your lead, though not as many as you'd hoped. The Dredge, distracted by the fire, have thankfully not yet noticed your escape.
Isn't she with you?
Did you make her do it? Where is she?
I told her not to do it, Ludin.
Ludin stares into the flames, face blank. He's trying hard not to show what this means to him. A miserable moment lingers.
We've got to get out of here, Harkon. We've got minutes at the most. We don't know that she's gone anyway. Maybe she'll catch up to us.
Margaret gathers the others. Someone drags Ludin along against his will, but you hear no outbursts or insults. It's almost worse that way. Well, live by the forest fire, die by the forest fire, I guess? Wow, Ridgehorn in the background there looking not remotely ominous. No, that's not the castle from the end of Sleeping Beauty at all. Let's just quickly camp first and get our morale up some. But hey, we escaped from the forest without having to do a big dredge fight. I mean, we did lose 20 people because of a forest fire, and Ursa has disappeared, presumably because of the forest fire. And here we are at Ridgehorn. Nope, just came up with half a dozen horn jokes, and none of them are getting broadcast. That bridge looks very precarious, I'm just going to say now. I don't remember if anything happens to it, because I don't remember that much of this game, but also, just looking at it, looks like something might happen to it. are in a caravan with our wagon and our few officers, a handful of humans and a bajillion Var. And one Yox pulling it. I feel like this should have some narration or something. It doesn't. So instead you just get me blathering. And I mean, I will continue to blather. Seriously though, look at the animation just on that banner. It's very nice. I mean, if you're going to call your game the Banner Saga, you'd better make sure the banners are on point.
What's this mess about? Looks like a full-scale battle happened recently.
But only dredge bodies remain.
Maybe we'll see something from the tower. Have Val search the buildings and make sure there's no dredge waiting to spring on us. On it. And don't set up camp or make a fire. We'll take a look and then get out of here before anything else goes wrong.
Fate tempted. You mean more wrong? Well, up we go then. Do you think we might be about to get in a fight? Eric, you're back on. See, Gunnulf's really powerful now, but at the same time I'm like, I want everybody else to level as well. I've played the occasional Fire Emblem game. Ooh, new music. That means something dramatic. Hello, corpses. And we have these people. A flame slinger throws bombs, great. And a sunslinger. Sunstrike blinds the target. Only stops them from using willpower movement. Could be worse. Still not great. Wait, why did I leave Aval, like, right behind that hole and the one who was going first on initiative? Can I restart the battle? No. Well. I deserved that. For the record, thanks for whoever put this heraldry I've been using in the game, because they're all Kickstarter backer designed. Oh look, you've got Ubin coming up through the trapdoor. And it was nice to have a Saracen crest in there. Like I say, I didn't make it, but it was nice. I looked for one with an H on, they didn't have them. Barely even remember what Sundering Impact does. 100% to hit. Strength damage +1. And 1 break. No. When they've still got a lot of armor, that's a terrible move. Doing 6 break, however, is the God's move. It's a weird way of phrasing it, Emma. Why did you say that? I don't know. Good to see that they're using their ranged attackers for literally nothing. That's my favourite thing to do. Clubbing us in the head, less of a great thing to do. I take your armor. Wow, Margaret is going to do nothing, and it's entirely my own fault, so... But luckily, their stone guards are also hampered by the big hole in the ground. Full break, that's a lot. Speaking of a lot, one shot. Here they go throwing bombs. You see, these bombs. Don't stand on them. They will explode on account of them being bombs. I said bombs enough times. Bombs, bombs, bombs. Shouting it like I'm trying to get on an NSA watch list. Oh no. He may have trapped Fasolt on the bombs. This is terrible news. Fasolt, I'm so sorry. Who needs some willpower? Hakon, you need some willpower. Have 4 willpower. Everyone loves Eric. He gives everyone willpower. Wow, that sounded like it was a setup for a milkshake duck joke. It wasn't. At least not intentionally. Pretty sure Eric isn't racist. Can't say for sure. Well, at least that slinger also got hit by the bombs. Oh wow, Fasolt has taken some serious damage. Not ideal. And he can't accomplish much. Yeah, wow, the big hole in the ground is truly my greatest nemesis here. Sorry, Fasolt. I would say you tanked badly, but really, I tanked badly, and you happen to be the tank with whom I tanked badly. Tunk? Nah. Oh yeah, they don't do the splash damage because they don't have enough armor to splinter off. That was Sunstrike, so now Bercy can't use willpower for movement. Don't love it. Stop throwing bombs just because it worked really, really well last time. Luden, you need willpower. You should never use the horn on anyone who isn't Eric. Also, Margaret should on occasion do something. Just, I'm begging you, accomplish a thing. Okay, moving off the bombs. I can't remember if they have a splash radius, so let's move over here. Yes, they do have a splash radius. But that appears to only go orthogonally. Okay, you want impaling. Yes, you do. Eric's out of willpower, which is terrible news. Oh my god, Margaret can actually do something! And in this case, it's get a kill! Hakon still not doing anything. I mean, unless getting rocks thrown at them counts as doing something, in which case everyone's doing a sterling job. This is the least inspiring battle. We're all really playing far below our competence. And now Luden's down, as he does so well. Hakon's going to stand there, which in retrospect is stupid, because now Bercy can't do anything. See? Pictured, Bercy can't do anything. Apart from, again, face tank rocks. Which, if that's the kind of thing you want, then go for it. Just strip that armor until we can actually get a decent hit in. Eric, have you considered getting hit less? I've heard good things about it. Vertices down, which actually is kind of a net positive for me at this point. He wasn't accomplishing anything. Saga can finally go down, go into pillage, in which Harkon will continue to not do anything, and Eric will actually do something. And thus it ends! Injuries for Farsalt and Ludin and Bercy. But hey, that's less than everyone. Also, I don't think anybody leveled, but then a bunch of people still need their levels paying for. You lean on a crumpled wall, watching endless waves of dredge marching below.
Satisfied, Harkon?
Margaret asks. The vast number of dredge remind you of the Great Wars.
I've seen enough, you reply. Let's get out of here.
Margaret stands over the bodies of the man and woman.
Think the slag came up here for these two?
Asked Margaret, waving his bloodied weapon in their direction.
Why would anyone be here? No clue, says Margaret. They're definitely not dressed for it. Something's wrong about all this.
The girl's definitely dead, but a frown crosses his face as he bends an ear to the man's chest.
This one's still breathing.
The clang of metal reaches you from the courtyard below, muffled by the thick snow. You curse.
Quick! Back down! Bring the live one!
You skip stairs as you descend, shouting orders to the Varl below. Whoa, large battle. Now, do we have enough people? If we charge and lead it, then I think we'll definitely be sending some injured people in. Formations. Yeah. Start rallying your forces and gather your allies to you, preparing to enter the fray. I mean, 10 base strength, he'll still have 7. It's alright. Can I afford a promotion? No. Actually, no. Better is clean up. I guess. Okay, a bunch of scourges. Just hope none of them summon in other units. Okay, Margaret could get into the fray. Can't bring the pain without somebody to attack, which is annoying. Okay. Fasol, just wait there, I guess. And get immediately marked. Excellent, love that. Might as well strip some strength off these scourges to begin with and try saying that 5 times fast. Was that the wisest use of the turn? I don't know, but hey. I was about to say, guess we'll find out. No, we won't, because that's not how time works. Whoa. cease doing that immediately. Fast out, you're probably about to die, but at least get some armor with that guy. Yeah, this isn't great. No, actually what you should do is Sundering Impact 2 on that one. I'm gonna also have to move to flank. Aaron will go down. So this one. So Harkon. Bring pain on this one. And then get killed. Okay, everyone's out of armor. Now is the bit where Gunulf kills them all, right? Well, that plan's working so far. We're gonna need some serious rests after we get out of this, because, you know, everyone is injured. Tempest double kill? I think so. 15 damage apiece. Don't need to spend any more willpower because all that would do is increase our number of targets. And skabams! Gunulf, you're such a badass. No, I am pulling back. We lost 6 humans, 40 Val. Not great, but honestly, given how bad a position I was coming out of the fight at the top of the tower, I'm alright with that. I mean, sorry to the families of those 46, but you know.
What's going on?
I had one eye on the fight. Next time I look down, Dredge are swarming into the courtyard. Can't tell how many more are waiting out there.
But it's a lot. If we're getting back across the bridge, it'll be a fight. Any options? Not really. Unless you want to wade into that valley, we're gonna have to leave the same way we came in.
Harkon, I think we should take a look at this.
Nearby, the man had been bundled and laid near a short wall, protected from the wind.
I think this man is a mender.
That raises more questions than it answers.
What of it?
Spellweavers and Ridgehorn. Why? Maybe they knew something about what's happening. If he's going to tell us anything, we need to get out of here alive.
But first we do need rest.
I agree. Let's decide how...
Oh, damn it, accidental click. That was let's decide how we're going to defend the camp. Each day we wait here, the dredge are going to pile up. How many will there be tomorrow? Double? What about the next day?
Look, it's your call, Harkon, but we can't cut and run on this one. There's one way out. If all fall, if anyone falls fighting here, they'll be left behind. We wait for now. Let's make this place defensible. Alright. I'll spread the word and meet you back here soon.
Because we really need a few days rest. Because of all of the injuries that we have.
We'll set up a watch, says Margaret. Who knows what the dredge will do in the meantime. Might try to starve us out or wear us down. Might try to hide their numbers. What do you want to do?
Get everyone rested. We need it.
Will do,
he says.
When you're ready to leave, give the word. Till then, I'll see to it that everyone's in fighting condition before we make our escape.
So, I think we should be able to afford a level for at least one person here, and in this case, I believe it's Margaret. Or it could be Luden. Margaret or Luden. Actually, let's do Luden. Who can have some more strength because he needs it. Poor weedy Princeling. Gunnulf's just there, completely uninjured, just like, well, I don't know what all the fuss is about. Or whatever his voice was, I can't remember what his voice was. This is a recurring theme, you may notice. Okay, everyone is rested and ready. It is time to fight our way out of Ridgehorn. But first, seamless segue, it is time for us to take our own short break so that we can rest and recover. And, I mean, we have fewer head injuries here than we do in our war party. But, you know, self-care is still good. So, I'm going to leave and have a drink and get some more water, stretch my legs, do all of those good self-care things, and run some ads. I'd appreciate it if you'd let them run. And, you know, you should also do those self-care things. Drink something, maybe eat something, take your meds if you need to. Stand up. You know, all those important things that we should do on occasion. And wow, I am on occasion. Such a hypocrite. Anyway, I'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes, and I will see you then as we fight our way along that ominous bridge. Bye. And we're back. Hello, everyone. Shall we see if, you know, we've made a terrible mistake lingering here?
We're ready. What's our approach?
What is our approach? I'm leaning towards shield bangers forward, fight defensively, because I mean we're massively outnumbered. But we have terrain on our side, because... Or do we just bait them into attacking and hold the bridge against them? I'm tempted to say bait.
Right. If we can get enough of them to split off, we can handle them a lot easier. Might be worth a try.
Sure, we're doing it. Send Val forward to harass the dredge. A couple come down to engage and are quickly felled, toppling over the cliff. No more take the bait, instead hurling exploding stones at any warrior close enough. I'll have to change your tactics. Well, that was a bust, let's pull back.
We might have just lost any advantage we had, says Mog. The fight's gonna be a little harder, I think.
Oh no. In that case, yeah, shield bangers fight defensively.
With a line of shield bangers, we might be able to force their way over the narrow pass and put us in a much better position. It could be a safe option, but it depends on exactly how many are out there.
I mean, there's probably a lot, but let's try it. Your shield bangers gather at the front of the group and push forward through bashing maces and exploding shrapnel. With few casualties, the caravan has crossed the land bridge. Now it just remains to fight your way out. As Mog predicted, they surround you from every direction, and you start cracking heads as soon as the shields give way to the crush of enemies pushing past. I'm going to leave Gunnulf in the lineup because I feel like we might need him. And I don't have the renown to promote anyone. So let's just go. Okay, this doesn't look so bad. Of course, now I've said that. Really should have fast up near the front lines. Oh, there was somebody there. I really should have. No. Well, too late now. Actually pay attention, perhaps. The real pro strat. hitting Gernulf. He's too good for you, and also he will return the favour significantly harder. Oh, good scream. Gotta respect whoever did the Foley there. Okay, now do the impale thing, let them walk themselves to death. Oh no, bombs incoming, not ideal. Good job. If I sound sarcastic, it's just because I am. No, don't malice, that's not useful. Instead, just smash all his armor off. Hakon, get off the bombs. And attack this dick. Hello? Thanks, I guess. Love it when they just walk up to your units and then do nothing. Love it when their bombs hit nothing but their own units. No, don't do that. Just hit it. No, that's not the button. That's the button. Stop throwing rocks at me. It's irritating. We enter pillage, and this fool likes to waste his one turn throwing bombs. Well, good luck by being dead. For all that they were like, this fight's going to be harder now. That fight wasn't particularly hard. Oh, that was the first wave. Well, with the first wave of Dredge out of the picture, you stop and take stock of the battlefield. Your warriors are doing as well as you could hope. Fortunately, there were enough of them to pull it off. The Dredge are furious, but falling quickly. I think you could safely outdistance them at this point. You're almost free out of this nightmare. What to do? Get out. We already said there were too many Dredge to handle. Just get out. You take stock of the survivors. It hurts to think of how many you lost to get this far with nothing but unconscious Mender to show for it. You hope it was worth it. And we set off back along this ridge again, leaving that ominous tower behind us, and it turns out it was correct to be ominous. Or I was correct to say it was ominous, I don't know, however you want to frame that. And thus, we make our way along to Schlid, and, oh no, I'm past Schlid, and all the way to Grofheim, uneventfully. I guess. Several days later,
Hakon, join me a moment. There's something I thought you'd want to see.
Is it a welcoming party from Grofheim bearing mead? That's about the only thing I want to see.
No such luck. The mender from Richhorn woke up. He says his name's Avon.
Sounds like a mender name. How is he?
Not well. Where are we?
A day or two from Grofheim, we found you at the Tower of Ridgehorn. What were you doing there?
Grofheim, no, that's the wrong way. Juno, where is she? Where's the one who's with me?
She didn't make it, my friend. We only brought the living with us.
No, we have to go back.
I don't think so. We barely made it out 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, 2 week time skip.
Do you know why the Dredge were crawling all over Ridgehorn?
Dredge, we have to go back.
It's a damn graveyard, boy. Sorry, Avon, the girl was dead when we got there. What we have to do is tell Jorund what's happening and prepare for a bloody war, so if you...
She's dead. I couldn't save her. Avon suddenly looks spent. He slips to the ground and you motion for some Varl to help him onto the cart.
Not what I'd hoped to hear. Not sure what I was hoping. Come on, Ubin. The sooner we get to Grofheim, the better.
And we move.
Dread grips me as we approach Grofheim. None of us expected to see a city unscathed. But what we find steals the very breath from my lungs.
Ah. So that's not gone well. Yeah. So much for Grofheim, I suppose. Chapter 4. Lest they not come home. Very encouraging name for a chapter. And we move away from the party. That party, at least. Over to the east. To Frostfell. And Rook's party. Oh god, what does he sound like?
What did I tell you, Rook?
The man has a crazed look about him. He stands, axe pointed in your direction on the other side of a dozen men.
You son of a bitch. Remember what I said? Think carefully about what you want. This is what you get.
Oh my god, it's... Are you John Lydon? Wow, that was a very, very niche joke that I found funny, and if you too have listened to a lot of The Order of Death by Public Image Limited, you may too think that was funny, and if you do, phone this number. Eckert walks away, leaving you to deal with his thugs. See, told you he wasn't good news. Okay, well we can leave Alette out, because she doesn't want to hurt people. Do I have enough renown to promote Morgan? Yes, I do. Exertion and break. Ah, yes. A whole new complement of people for me to forget how to play and forget how they sound. But hey, if you were coming here for character consistency, then I should stop playing games with more than 9 people in them. Flail time. Nicely done. Well flailed. Mark this archer. They've got a lot of archers. Don't know what that was. What was that? Bird of prey. Arrows at greater range with 100% chance to hit. Alright. Could be worse. You also flail. Which does more damage when you've got you surrounded. But, oh. Okay, that wasn't ideal, but hey. Rook. What are you going to do? Shoot this one? Yeah, I think that is what you're going to do. Thanks, Rook. In fact, what I can do is start laying traps. Oh, I can only trap one tile, kind of, with level 1. There's a lot of pictures of Toad in the Hole that look really good, but on average, is it actually good? Well, that's a big question. I mean, personally, I don't eat meat, so all the Toad in the Hole I've had is vegetarian. But I've had a lot of vegetarian Toad in the Hole that is very good indeed, but I don't know if that's just the fact that my parents cook it exceptionally well. So, to answer your question, I would say yes, but YMMV, I guess? Called it! I am the master of tactics and nobody will ever be better at video games than me. Ah, yes, Iva has battering ram. That's where I know it from. Anyway, get one-shotted. %, chance, I'll take that. Don't love that. And thus, punishment comes. Okay, way to open yourself up to a ton of reaction damage. Idiot. Might prey on you. That wasn't that effective. And I really should have known exactly how effective it was going to be, because, like, this game is pretty low on randomness. And yet. Actually, let's get rid of some armor off you. But yes, I mean, you ask, I literally had Toad in the Hole last night. And in my opinion, it is an excellent food, but I'm sure that people have found a way to do it badly, because people have a way to do any food badly. This does, of course, raise the question, are you asking because you knew I had Toad in the Hole last night? Because, and if so, why? Because I do not remember mentioning that to anyone. Stop shooting people! Stop it! It's annoying! Good dodge. Be dead. No, not Rook. Rook shouldn't be dead. People who aren't me should be dead. See? People that aren't me, dead. Still, I get some renown. Hogan gets a level. Oddleaf and Rook both get an injury, which I don't love. Renown. renown is more than 5. Sure. Hate to admit it, Rook, but you're right. I can't stay here. If we're not murdered in our sleep, it's only a matter of time before the Dredge find their way in. There's nobody defending these walls. You spot Alette looking at one of the thugs. She cocks her head to the side. Dad, I think he's still alive. Ivor lifts him to his feet by his tunic. He groans from the pain. Why did Ekel try to kill us?
He's a damned lunatic. Figure that yet?
Why would Frostvetler's chieftain put a madman in charge of his guards?
That what he told you. Never put Ekel in charge. As soon as those gates were shut, Ekel walked into the Great Hall and sliced open the chieftain like a narwhal.
Is that a phrase? Like, I have questions about where you come from if that's a common phrase. But also, Ekel's incredibly bad vibes were correct, as it turns out.
Saw it myself. Ekel wasn't a captain. Look at him.
I'll kill that bastard.
Dad, please, let's just get out of here. Anywhere.
By now the Dredge have already flooded the scythe, I'm sure. Wormtoad's the only thing that makes sense across the wastes. Might know someone there who can help us. And the Dredge probably won't follow us out over into the wastes. They didn't in the Great Wars. Because it's a death sentence. Food's already running low.
I know where Ekel keeps his supplies, I'll tell you. If you take me with you.
What's the catch?
No catch. I want out of here as much as you do, just never anywhere to go.
I mean, I do love your moustache choice. Like, excellent facial hair choices have been made there, so you've got that going for you. Not the only one. Get the supplies and there are plenty of fighters who are desperate to get out of here. That might solve a few problems. It's worth the risk. Nothing else Ekel's gonna feel it when his food suddenly vanishes. What's your name? Onef. What do you... want to know whose face I'm gonna break if things go wrong. What was that accent? Just wanted to know whose face I'm gonna break if things go wrong. Yeah, I went a bit Lancashire there. Ivor's from everywhere. Quick detour to the hero's tent to do some leveling. Because Hogan can have a level. Do I have somewhere to rest beforehand? Does not look like it, which makes sense to be honest. What do they have at the market? 74, but it's 1 per renown, which is very expensive. Now, that sunstone actually sounds excellent. Never deflected, but then again, that's only guaranteeing 1 damage. I might just buy a few days of supplies. Oh, it's 4 renown just to get 1 day's worth. No, that is not worth it. I'll just get the supplies by, you know, stealing them, which is what we're doing, let's be honest. It's just stealing. Onef leads you to an inconspicuous building. It's them, he says to the handful of guards inside who lower their weapons. In a concealed basement you find an enormous store of food and sundries. Grab what you can, he mutters. Yeah, let's not stay here longer than we have to. The entire store of goods would take a long time to gather. You have each person in the caravan make a pass through and take what they can. Before too long, Onef has led you out of the city with his trusted fighters. Be prepared to leave the city behind. See, 80 supplies, that's way more than we could... That's literally more than we could have bought. There it is. Like I say, it is occasionally hard to find where the areas to click are on these maps. Outside the walls, things are a mess. Dredge are everywhere. Fortunately, they're going around the hill on which Frostvettel sits, heading south, and show little interest in following as you cross into the wastes. You're finally free of Frostvettel, but find yourself facing new problems. You hope that whoever Ivor knows at Wormtoe is willing to help. Okay, I'm going to start it off by camping, because we have some injuries to heal. We could do with getting morale up. And also, is that Mogan? Wants to talk to me.
Just take it easy for a while. People are noticing. Oh, they've noticed, have they? We're on the edge of dying daily and you want me to take it easy? Gods should be plowing twice as many fields, you understand? Don't get us thrown out of this caravan, Mogan. It's not just you who suffers. Right, so you get married, have kids, now I'm supposed to settle down too, yeah? What happened to...
The two brothers clam up as you approach.
That's right, I've got a kid to take care of. Cool you rad, Mogan.
Hogan departs, leaving Mogan looking awkward.
Rook, what brings you around?
Just heard yelling, came to check it out.
You come running every time you hear yelling. Must be why you look so tired. Look, it's no secret. I like women, Rook. They're like me. They're like the scar. Forget it. Listen, all this death, every night after the caravan cries itself to sleep. Pathetic. Come on, Rook, be honest. This is good living. Half the world just tilling soil till they keel over. What kind of life is that? We're lucky. You could go your whole life with no goals, no purpose, nothing to fight against but boredom and hunger. I'm glad for all of this.
I'm not sure I agree.
Look at it like this. We're fighting to the death almost every day, yeah? You can curl up in a little ball of fear. You can go hide in the woods eating nuts and appreciating leaves or some nonsense.
I think you're confusing us with a hedgehog. I have something on my glasses. The true hedgehog's dilemma. You want to get close to people, but your subordinates think you're a hedgehog.
Or you can enjoy the struggle. Know which one I pick. Anyway, just so you know, I'd never go for a let, promise you that. Or oddleaf. All yours.
Okay. My I'm not going to attempt to bone your daughter shirt is raising a lot of questions that should be answered by my shirt. Appreciated, Morgan. You depart, unsure whether your opinion of Morgan changed for the better or worse. Bit of both, I think. Let's take a day to rest. Actually, let's take a second day just to get our morale up. There we go. There's an achievement for speed running your way to the end. We're not going to get it. Well, I can see why they call them the Wastes. Not a lot out here. The caravan consists of more clansmen than you ever expected. Accusations of stolen chickens, missing heirlooms, and concerns over daughters' virtues are the sorts of things you hear relentlessly. Even fighters complain of spreading too thin to protect everyone. Just try to keep people useful and busy. Firewood collection, scouting, gathering of edibles, weapons training, and wagon repair keep your clansmen busy and usually too tired to complain. The chores slow the caravan, but the resulting peace and productivity feels worth it. It's probably going to end up not being worth it, isn't it? Seriously though, these backgrounds, just fantastic. The caravan is buzzing with worry. In the distance, someone spotted a large number of dark figures following you. "The Dredge!" cries one woman, but something about it tells you they don't quite look like Dredge.
Gods be damned, chokes Onuf, standing on one of the carts to get a better view. Worse than Dredge. I second.
The news spread throughout the clansmen like wildfire. Eckert, why would he... starts Oddleaf. Unless he's after you, Onef. He's insane, interjects Onef. Unpredictable. There's a good number of fighters with him. Your mind races considering what to do. Outpacing him sounds like an excellent way to just get the people at the back of the caravan killed. We can dig in, or we can just take the fight to him and embrace the hubris. And keep him away from the caravan. You gather Onef, your allies and fighters, and head out into the wastes, weapons drawn, where the caravan won't be involved. Rook, my good friend, he says as you approach, throwing his axe on the ground. We come to parley, not fight. Oh yeah, I think he had a pirate voice last time. Well, here we are. Why would I believe a word you say? Rook, we were good friends. What happened? You tried to kill us. Just go back to Frostvetter and leave us alone. Ah, Rook, it's your pretty girl. Glad nothing happened to her. The Dredge, I mean.
Yeah, as soon as I remembered that I was going pirate with him, it's come straight back, because look at him. That's a man who looks like he would talk like a pirate. This is the classic Walking Dead problem, isn't it? Is we have a clear existential threat, but lots of people will apparently just use that as an excuse to be dicks. My friends, how could I forget everything you've done for me? Broke into my city, took my warriors, took my food, took one of my best men. How are you, Onef? Do they treat you well? Shove it up your arse, Ekel. If you came out here to kill me, let's get it over with. Nothing like that. You must think you know me, or people like me. What did Onef tell you? I'm crazy? I haven't survived because I'm crazy. I did what had to be done to make it in Frostvetter. The only mistake I made was you. What kind of man are you, Rook? You look like an average man to me. A man worried about his daughter, maybe. Just making his way. But then, look behind you. How many people is that? They follow you, fight for you. Why? What kind of man are you? I'm doing my best, like everyone else. We're all doing our best. Are you their leader? Why do they all look up to you? Who do these people think you are? You saved them. You're a hero. Maybe that's more important than who you really are. What's your point, Eckert? I'm your prisoner, Rook. Bind my hands. Frostvetter is done. I can't survive there, thanks to you, my good friends. You may not have cut my throat, but you sentenced us to death. I mean, you did actively try to kill us. I don't believe that's who you are. Is this some kind of apology? You can't trust me, I know that. Take me and my men as prisoners, if that's what it takes. Eckert looks down at the ground, and the words come slowly to him. I'm not above begging. Onef, you know this man, opinion? I'd be a hypocrite if I told you to leave him. I don't know, Rook. You don't know me, how could you trust my word any more than his? You make a strong point. I'm behind whatever decision you make. Ah, damn it, because I talked, I lost the just kill him on the spot option. Because I'm pretty sure this guy, bad news. And even taking them as prisoners, I feel, possibly bad news. But on the other hand, there are a lot of capable fighters. But on the other hand, they have already tried to kill us once. Have fun. Things are hard enough as it is.
You have your allies gather up the weapons from Eckhart's fighters. I can't take a chance like this. Don't try to follow us. Now you're taking our weapons and leaving us in the wastes. Why didn't you just put a knife in my head the second we met, Rook? Do we not even deserve a good death? Alec grips your arm tightly.
Wait, Dad, we can't do this. They're people like us. What if our clansmen do start to lose hope and look at you differently? I don't want to feel that way. Don't become someone who isn't my dad.
If that's what you have to do, do it.
Please, for me, don't do this.
Fine, prisoners, I guess. Listen, Eckert. We'll keep you alive, but look at one man, woman, or a child the wrong way. Well, this accent has gone places. And every last one of you gets cut down on the spot. Do you understand? I may be reckless, but I pay my debts. These people are right to follow you, Rook. You're a good man. You have each man's hands bound tightly and their bodies checked for weapons, making sure no mistakes are made. Things are certainly starting to feel complicated. Oh, we found something. Oh, looks like another Godstone, and there are people here by the looks of things. Hello, people. Seriously, this is the bit where I say again how nice the animation looks, because the animation looks real nice. You find a surprising number of people camped out at the Godstone. They've been here quite a while, ever since the sun stopped. Apparently they think Radomir, the sun god, has come back, and they're worshipping him despite the bleak environment. I mean, that's not an unreasonable belief. They welcome the caravan, mingling and swapping stories with the others while you rest. They have almost nothing of value to trade, but their leader approaches and offers to let you join in their tribute. Cool, that's something I'm going to need more details on. Good Clymferi, one says, showing you a golden liquid in a silver bowl. He places some on its chest, which almost sounds like it's sizzling, and explains through clenched teeth that it's a gift from the sun god, an oil that burns like the sun and lets them see things clearly. Now, you may be thinking that accepting this is a terrible idea, and you may well be right. But if people were here for my Sunless Skies playthrough, you'll know that my general reaction to here is a mystical thing, would you like to put it into your body/soul, is F me up, fam. So what I'm saying is I'm going to try it. Bravely, you give the offer a chance. When you apply the oil, your skin starts to burn like a hot brand, but you bear it. It doesn't reveal any secrets of the universe, but the worshippers are impressed by your courage and gift you more oil to take. Cool, free oil. Inspect the Godstone. Nobody can really agree on what Radomir looked like, as fond as he was of his own isolation. He never directly contacted humanity. Most think he was a serpent that lived in the sun, and it's not uncommon to hear speak of seeing the tail of a great creature slipping through the thin clouds on a sunny day. Radomir was always one of the lucky gods, the kind who people thanked for good weather, healthy livestock, and a good harvest. Despite all that, the biggest mystery has always been how his Godstone came to be found at the bottom of a dried-out lake. After some rest, you continue on. The sun god worshippers are keen to stay, so you pack your things and turn to the road. Gain some good Clymferi. And on we go. Birds circling ominously in the distance. Love that for us. Several people have noticed black vultures circling above the caravan, told you so, taking advantage of the light snowfall. They pose no threat, but they have a visible impact on the mood of your clansmen. I know I talk a lot about the art, but the music is so cool too. Oh, the music and the sound design in general of this game. The music, as I think I mentioned last time, is by all 3 games. The soundtracks are by Austin Wintory, who does just so many outstanding orchestral game soundtracks. The one he's most kind of famously associated with is Journey, which is just an amazing soundtrack, top to bottom. The next time you look back, Oddleaf is firing arrows into the air, which nearly tagged the birds once or twice. "Get lost! No dead down here!" she shouts to nobody in particular. Yeah, that sounds like fun. First person to knock one out of the sky gets their wish granted, you announce. Several of the caravan give it a try, including Alette, enjoying the sport and turning around morale. It's no big surprise when one of Oddleaf's blue-feathered arrows brings down a bird, because she's a boss. Morale improved. "You know," says Oddleaf, scanning the caravan, "a lot of these women, they could do this." You can tell from the look in her eyes she's excited about the idea. "I think I'm going to start training them how to fight," she says. "Absolutely you should do that." "We can always use more fighters," you tell Oddleaf. "If Alette is any proof, you know how to train somebody with a bow." Oddleaf gives you a smile. She heads off to some of the women in the caravan, showing them the vulture she shot down. Yeah. See, sometimes vultures are just the welcoming committee to a party you didn't know you'd planned. Is anybody injured? I can't remember. Nobody is injured. Excellent. Love that. Also, we have this Goodland Fairy. Said to be a gift from the god Radamir. Covering one's weapon in this rare oil makes it burn like the surface of the sun. 15% extra crit chance is good, but the only person who could take it is Ivor, and he already has a level 3 weapon, so later. Let's just take a couple days, get morale up, although there's only 20 days of supplies left. I don't love that. This is a big old lake bed. Ahead, you find out what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over his shoulder and says, "Gods be damned, this is all I need. Listen, don't interfere, and one of these supply wagons is yours." While remaining silent, the peasants plead to you with their eyes. "What's going on here?" "Nothing concerning you," he replies. "And before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. Now, all I want is you to move on. So take your share or don't." This situation confuses me, because it's like, you're killing your own clansmen for trying to take the food, but you're offering me a wagon full of food. Seems odd. I don't think this is our fight at all. You turn a blind eye to what's happening and keep the caravan moving. You can't be certain whether the armed men were being completely earnest about what happened, but you realise you can't go around solving everyone's problems. Plot hook set up, slapped down. Just, "Hi, would you like a side quest?" No. We probably should have taken the supplies, but that whole thing felt sketch to me. Ooh, there's Wormtoe. You can see it on the horizon where there are letters that say Mto. The sounds of a skirmish alert you to a Varl surrounded by half a dozen armed fighters. One man spots you and shouts, "Leave us to our business! This Varl killed my father without reason!" The Varl's about to respond when a man attacks. The giant swats the blade aside and silently watches for the next assault. Achievement unlocked boundaries, yep. Let us hear what the Varl has to say. The Varl shrugs as if unconcerned, saying,
This one's father and I had a business deal. He lied. Now he's dead.
Lies, shouts the man. You murdered him over a lie, you coward. The men wildly attack the Varl, who deflects them well enough, but you're uncertain of how long he can keep it up. Should we get involved here? We could use another Varl. Sure. We don't have that many boundaries. Either, you say?
We could use any Varl with a good sword arm, couldn't we?
He nods, readying his weapon. The men immediately back off, the prospect of fighting your entire army suddenly unappealing. They watch from a distance, shouting obscenities and something about injustice. Varl turns towards you.
Didn't need the help, but if I'm going to travel, it may as well be in the company of other Varl.
He falls in line with the others, and you return to travel. One Varl. Okay, I thought he might be a named character or something, but no, apparently not. He's just a Varl.
Wormtow was never the kind of place someone would build a town. Fittingly, the Varl living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
Then why are we going here? I suppose Ivor knows a guy. The Varl find you before you see them. Not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here, but back down when Ivor tells them he's come to see someone named Krumr. Well, I'll be damned.
Krumr, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has. So what brings Ingvar to Wormtow with his very own village of humans?
Bad news. Dredge are coming down from the north. We've barely made it this far.
That is dire news. Come on, we have food. We'll discuss more in the mead house. As you follow the old Varl into their meagre town, you catch him quietly saying, "If it were anyone else." Apparently he's Welsh. Cool, good to know. You know those times when you're about to say something, and it will probably be in a voice. You have no idea what voice it's going to be until you open your mouth and it happens.
I've talked with warriors here. I'll be honest with you, half want to go north and find out what happened at Blodsbalk. Some think we should go to Grofheim instead. None of them are happy you're here. What do you think? If I had it my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this a problem, didn't you? You can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. We've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. It doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not make one. It's Krumr's call. Won't be long before Dredge are here too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Jorund what's going on. Who's Jorund? Varl King. Well, as close to one as we have. Ingvar, where'd you find these people? Stay here and rest. Once yours are ready to go, we do. I'm going to see off those who want to head north. But I'll join you to Grofheim.
More travel? No, we've already come so far.
Stop the pouting, girlie. Even if Jorund won't listen to a tired old Varl like me, I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Ingvar here.
The Welsh is turning Irish again, oh god.
They'll listen to Ivor.
Ha! He hasn't told you. Of course he hasn't. Do what you need to do, but don't be long.
Everyone's accents are like a box that goes from Southwest Ireland to Lancashire, and it's just a square, and everyone's accent is somewhere in there at random every time.
Krumr, can you spare a moment? Mostly no, but I'll try.
Yeah, that's firmly Irish.
I never had a moment to thank you for your hospitality. Consider it done, then. How did you get all these Varl to follow you?
Now I've started thinking about my accents and I can't find them anymore. Boo.
Respect, young one. After the Second Great War, wasn't much left for me to do, so I started training other Varl to fight. Got tired of that, made a place in Wormtow. They still come calling, even with no wars to speak of. Seems like that might be changing though, don't it? So, who is Ingvar? Ha! I'm not surprised he never told you. I'm just surprised he can stand being around anyone at all. Your friend was one of us long ago. I mean, the dredge bashing type. He was called Ingvar then. And if you want to know why he changed his name, let's ask him yourself. I'm too old to peddling gossip. I bet you have some incredible stories. I might. Or I could be the most boring Varl you ever met. Depends on how much you like killing dredge. Ask me again someday. Might tell you about the time we filled a dead yox with whale teeth.
Why? No, but seriously, why?
And why? Okay. Any wisdom on fighting dredge? Depends how much you know. They're all armour. Tap them hard enough though and it'll shatter. Line up a whole row of slag and they'll explode in each other all the way down. You get in a big brawl, half your time is spent setting them up for it. And if you see one bang his axe like a tuning fork, try to kill him quick. Sometimes the slag he's calling won't even show up.
Yep, that's what I've been saying.
I best leave you to your business. I suppose you should. Take care, friend of Ingvar.
But what's in this market? See here, 1 round gets you 4 supplies, and we need them. How much would that be? Like 19 to get all of them. Worth it. Whalebone needle plus 1 plus armor per rest, bounce locket plus willpower, and bands plus strength. Nothing exciting. And we now have Krumer on our team. And we still have this Goodlin Fury that nobody can handle. Can't handle our strongest items. Krumer, a rank 1 war leader. There are not many Varl older than Krumer, and not many who have had as much experience fighting the dredge. In Wormtow, eager fighters would regularly come to him to learn his secrets. And he has Forge Ahead. The character uses his experience in battle to issue commands to allies, moving them next in initiative. By repositioning his allies' turn order, he can create new strategies, as giving archers guerrilla tactics, triggering abilities earlier than usual, or slingshotting a powerful ally to the back lines. That sounds like it's probably very powerful, and I will never use it properly. Like, I have no illusions that I will ever use that to its full capacity. Well, I guess we should leave. I'll take 1 day to get our morale back up and then we leave. Especially because we bought a ton of supplies.
Grofheim's quite a few days out, says Krumer. But nothing worse than crossing the wastes, I imagine. If there's anywhere you might be safe from dredge, it's there.
Steel yourself for another long march, and half the town of Wormtow joins you. See, I have bad news for them about going to Grofheim. I had another group do that. Didn't go great. Did not go great. Some clansmen had discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say that it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. This is not a good idea. Observe someone who already ate some. After a short time, you notice the slurred speech of a young man partaking of the fruit. Besides a little drunk, he seems perfectly fine. So what, we've just found old, fermented fruit. Yeah, let's get crunk. Several watch as you taste the fruit. You pause after swallowing and feign choking. Alette rushes to your side in a panic, but your laughter soothes everyone's concern. Wow, dick move. Soon everyone's a little tipsy from the fermented fruit, and spirits are high. I like how that added to our supplies. What, are we planning on eating this fermented fruit regularly? Oh, we've got another crate of the booze fruit. You notice most of the Varl pacing while others sleep. Their brief conversations with each other and other clansmen grow shorter and sharper.
Go away!
Roars one Varl at a young girl asking him too many questions. All the clansmen stop and stare. I'm impressed you've kept it together this long. Varl's embarrassment slowly morphs into irritation.
We endure many pains,
he says, sneering at the gawking crowd. As he stalks off, the crowd murmurs common insults about the giants. I was just trying to break the ice, wasn't trying to be racist. Oops. We're all declined. Sorry. That's on me. You haven't seen Alette for much of the day. When you do find her, she's returning to camp alone from a fair distance away, looking rather sullen. She keeps her eyes on the ground as you approach. Let's do the dad thing. Just kind of sit with her. I feel like things are changing so quickly, she eventually confides. It's not just that. Everything's going so wrong. I've been talking to Eckert a lot. This gets your attention. What has he been telling you? He told me how he and Onef are kin. Eckert has had a sister who married Onef, but she died a long time ago. They've been bound since, but then Onef left without him, just left him behind without a word. That's why he came after us. See, here we have the curse of the dad, because she shouldn't trust Eckert, and she shouldn't listen to him. But at the same time, if we say, don't go and talk to this man, she will immediately go and talk to that man. But on the other hand, I think we have to try it. Don't trust that man. I don't, says Alette. I'm not stupid, you know. I don't go alone. I always bring Oddleif with me. She stalks off back to camp. At least with Oddleif there, you feel a little better about things. Okay. Could be worse, could be worse. I'm just going to quickly have a couple of days rest before we go into whatever this next thing looks like. Let's eat some booze fruit and get morale. Okay, for a minute I thought that wasn't going to be a thing we interact with. Okay, it's another Godstone. Seriously, the music in this. And I believe all done with, like, actual kind of period-appropriate instruments. The Godstone of Marek looms into view. Upon it, carved a great ocean beast. Jagged stones jut out of the snow like shark fins. It's hard to imagine the non-fettling wastes being filled with water at one time, but the Godstone stands as a reminder of the vast lake it used to look across. A blessing! Shouts one of the men in your caravan, holding up what looks like a silver coin. It's a fish scale, he says, pointing out the rainbow pattern that shows in the sunlight. Soon a curious child has found another hiding in the snow, and then a third is discovered. Perhaps they'll bring us luck, you overhear, and before long the caravan has become obsessed with gathering the shining scales. A reasonable amount of time. You can have an afternoon to pick up scales. When you awake to find people still searching through snow and shrubs, you call it off. We can't spend another day here, you tell them. We're glad for the luck you found, and let's go before it runs out. They fret and moan, but eventually you get them back on the trail. Morale declined. Boo. We fell to the lure of the fish. which is a reversal of how it typically works. Congratulations, fish, you have turned fishing back on us. Oddleaf calls you over, grinning. A row of women holding bows of differing age and experience line up before a row of trees in the distance. They fire, that's not the verb you use, doing an impressive job of hitting the trunks.
I think they're ready to fill some dredge with feathers.
God, it's been years since I did archery, and still I have that knee-jerk thing of, you don't call it firing. One woman still hasn't shot her arrow. She stands perfectly still. The others watch. Just as the wind shifts, she lets go, and her arrow flies not into one of the trees, but a snow rabbit that has scurried out from underneath.
Dinner,
she says, smiling. A group of men from the caravan approach.
Listen here, says one. Practice all you want, my wife isn't fighting Dredge.
The other men agree in chorus.
We don't want to see a battlefield full of dead wives and daughters.
Well, you fighting this is making me want to train even more. Oddleaf, do it.
To be honest, says Oddleaf, this was already harder than I expected. I don't know how many more would really take to it, but the more people who can hold their own, the better.
The men continue to complain. The women return to camp not just as clansmen, but as fighters. Yeah. Get it. Broke girl boss, woke girl bow. You ever say something and then immediately regret it? An old man sits astride an overground portion of the trail. You lost? You ask. He adjusts the leather strap on his head and says,
No! Are you?
He jumps up and shuffles toward the caravan, his tattered clothes revealing no weapons. Why does he have a leather strap on his head? Oh my god, is it holding a monocle on? Is this their hat? Again, very niche joke, but very funny, I assure you. And I can't even, actually, does the second version of the video still have him wearing it? I don't know if it does, and they deleted the original, which is a shame.
Well, I've seen better,
the old man says, peering into the supply wagons. But I'll join you. He stands next to a fighter, throws his beard over his shoulder and puffs up his chest. The pronouns are interesting there, because it's like, has he thrown his beard back over his own shoulder, or stood next to somebody, and then thrown his beard over that guy's shoulder? Just display dominance. Immediately throw your beard on people.
Who are you and what are you doing out here?
Call me Unnar or anything else you like, the old man says. A man goes where he pleases, doesn't he?
The stern look is more comical than intimidating, but you stop looking for answers.
You're welcome to join if you can keep pace.
Keep pace,
the old man puffs through his moustache.
No fleeter than old Unnar. Husbands, mind your wives. I'm cursed with the golden tongue, not silver.
Hey. The caravan enjoys a good laugh as they start moving once again. Alright.
Cursed with the golden tongue.
You hear a whistle on the wind and spot a long line of Varl far up ahead, heading towards you. Behind them is a swarm of dredge and a trail of bodies leading off into the distance.
Get down there,
Parks crummed. Good, that was already where we were heading.
Don't let them spread out,
shouts the lead Varl as you approach the battleground. Oh, hello, have we met up with the first party? Soon you almost regret finding yourself fighting alongside them, facing off against a daunting number of dredge. Okay, we still about evenly matched. Well, let's take formation. Keep balance. And enter the fray. Now we have Fasalt. And we're fighting Dredge, so we can bring Alette back in, because I want to keep her training. Lose Mogan. What's ONF's thing? He's a backbiter. Some relation to Eckert has seemingly driven this man away from Frostfest, although he's never told you much about the exact reasons why. Not ominous. Active ability, run through. Ah, he's that one. He does that thing that keeps getting used on me, where they run through doing break damage and then stabs for strength damage behind him. Yeah, I guess we'll bring him. I mean, I kind of just want to field all my level 1s. Is this a terrible idea? Possibly. This is a wildly underleveled party. Let's do this. Foolish? Possibly. Let's do this thing. Let's flail this dredge. Nice, nice. Solid. That's nice. Sling it down. Big hammer deployed successfully. That was a stupid move. Why did you do that? Get some armor off the big guy. Can't get Oddleaf in range, which is annoying, but drop a rain of arrows there. Chance it. Now, can he run through? Yeah, do that. Solid, and it gets him out on the other side of him. Crew, I'm gonna try not to get beaten to death. Just a thought. Don't get beaten to death. In fact, if nobody could get beaten to death other than these dredge, that'd be just super. Level, love that. Seriously, you need to have much less armor. See, losing some armor is much better than getting beaten to death. Getting stoned to death also bad, by the way. Just BT dubs in case nobody can work that out. And death. If you get snipers into a good position, they can just decimate. Oddleaf however, seems incapable of getting in a good position. Ah, there we go, though, you can do that. What did I say about not getting beaten to death? God, nobody listens to me. Actually, this would be an excellent time for a run-through. Yeah, I say excellent, I apparently can't count. See, Oddleaf can manage to not get beaten to death. I'm just going to use the ability so that I can see it. Oddleaf, get that and then you can get out. Okay, it doesn't give her a thing in a turn instead of the next enemy. That is worth knowing. Just get to dodge my traps like that. Anyway, take 14 damage, you dick. You want to get in a sniper fight with Rook? Well, you'll probably win, but also he has friends on his side. Don't get hit. God, even my own daughter isn't going to listen to me about how not to get beaten to death. There was no reason for him to walk into that trap, and yet... Yeah, the comedic timing on that arrow, I mean. There you go, Rook. Enjoy the level. And we pillage. And Kruma doesn't do great out of it, but you know. No, again, this is the time for a run-through, isn't it? I mean, not perfect, but it means you lose even more armor, and now Alette can just absolutely murk you. Enemy being pushed back all the way down the line. Pull back, because half of us are already down. Because we took the squishy party. We lost 13 people. Could be better, could be worse. I mean, could be significantly worse, could be several hundred worse.
Isn't this a damn curiosity? This is the second time I've been sent to find a Varl who's heading my direction with humans in tow.
What are Dredge doing up here?
Gods, does nobody know what's going on around here? They leveled Grofheim to the ground. We've been losing ground for days. Jorund is in Einertoft now. They sent me to gather Krumr and the rest from Wento when we ran across this bunch of slag. And there's a lot more where they came from. Is this all the Varl you've got, Krumr? What have you been doing, eating each other?
Many went to Blotsbalker. Are you telling me Grofheim is completely gone?
And Vognir's dead. Slag on our heels, the Varl you sent off north are probably dead. The world's ending, come on, this is old news.
Friends and viewers, your 2022 reaction image.
gathering in Einatoft. That's where we need to go right now. Wait.
Fasolt takes a long moment to look out over the caravan of men, women and children behind you.
Not them.
What do you mean, not them?
Unless you're a king or a mender, humans don't set foot in Einatoft.
Now isn't the time for this discussion. Damn it, Fasolt, who cares about that? What the depths happened to Grofheim? Before Fasolt can reply, a low rumble grabs your attention, growing louder by the moment. Even though it's beyond sight, all eyes turn in Grofheim's direction, as the rumbling becomes deafening, transforming quickly into cracking and splintering. It's coming closer.
Go!
Shouts Fasolt, taking off towards Einatoft.
Don't shop.
Don't shop.
Don't stop until you reach Harzburg.
So, the World Serpent, eh? Don't you just hate it when you anger the World Serpent and it eats mountains? Morale declined. Who could say why? Oh hey, here's another Godstone. And a bunch of Val. And a song that I was right about to start quote-unquote singing along to by just making vaguely Scandinavian-sounding noises. After 3 terrifying days of tremors, you reach the Godstone of Harzburg, which is teeming with Val who want to know what's happening. Others busily mend makeshift defences set up around the Godstone of Harzburg, creator of the Val. Yeah, before he came along it was a lot harder to talk. No, creator of the Val.
Hold up,
Pants Fasolt between long gasps of air.
We're going to have a talk. You're still standing. Well, most of you. Rest up, then move on.
A mountain just sunk to the earth, and something is out there. You're just going to send us away?
I don't know who you are, but you're not going to Einatoft. There's a couple hundred Val here who back that up.
Where are we supposed to go? Back the way we came? We're stuck between 2 mountain ranges. In one direction a few thousand Val, and in the other an army of Dredge and whatever caused that quake.
Einatoft is a Val city. This shouldn't be news to a Val.
Give it a rest, Fasolt. Don't you recognise who you're talking to? Surprise suddenly flashes across Fasolt's face. The other Val are starting to come closer now. You hear Ingvar being whispered between them. I think this might be the one person you want to let into Einatoft.
Yo!
Humans come with me. All of them. Fasolt glances between Ivor and Krum before stalking away, pushing past the mob of curious onlookers. Ivor, who are you? Some other time, Rook. Why? Why not now? You spend the rest of the day recovering. Val come and go in packs, and most of the chatter is about the quake that just sank mountains into the earth, or the dredge that's still on their way. You hear rumours that a massive chasm opened where the earth split. I mean, that tends to be what happens when the earth splits. Now let's look at the Godstone. The little you know about Harzburg is that he was a disciple of the Loom Mother and learned to create under her guidance. He created a few beasts, but soon became bored with simple animals and began combining man and beast, ending up with Val. That's the myth, anyway. One thing's certain, each Val alive today was created by Harzburg, and now the god is dead. The Val here now are the last ones that will ever exist. But profound sadness washes over you. There's a lot of really interesting world building in this world that just very much happens in the background and you don't ever have to pay attention to. Krumer is already here. It is good to pay respects, he says, and you both stand there in silence. Give this to Invar, he says, returning to leave. It was once his, and that stubborn ass refuses to take it back. Krumer hands you a massive studded belt. Suddenly there's a lot of activity. Word comes from below to retreat to the next village over, and you soon see why. A black shadow is sweeping down the valley from the direction of Grofheim, where the quake, or whatever caused it, has obliterated the mountainside. On closer inspection, it's a veritable ocean of dredge, more than you imagine possible. In their midst is a towering giant of a dredge, blood red from head to toe. You gather your things in short order and join a good many Varlin and Godstone behind. Some supplies, got Fathinger. I know this from Norse things. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the caravan's attention. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at the ready. Their crossed arms make their thoughts clear without a word. Come with us, it's not safe here. You warn the farmer of the approaching dredge, but the man spits and says, "This land is my life. I lose that, may as well be dead." The farmhands slowly nod their agreement, neither joining you nor lowering their weapons. Okay, up to you. What's his is his, you say to the caravan. No sense fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around through the clansmen, but the caravan is once again moving. Well, I want to camp just to build morale back up again. And also because we have at least one injury. I'm assuming it was Krumer that was injured for 3 days worth. Ah, but people can get levels, I forgot about that. And here we have Ivar's old belt. An elaborate belt first discovered around the waist of a Varl who had somehow frozen himself deep within a glacier. That's impressive. Also, +3 break. That is impressive. Let's get promoted. Break and exertion, you know the drill. Oh, I could promote her again if I wanted. Or I could promote Rook, or I could promote Ael, or Morgan, or Fasalt. What does his next ability do? Just 1 more break damage. It's good, but... let's promote Alette and hopefully make her slightly less squishy, so you can have exertion but also armor. And now that you're level 3, you can have this fire oil. Magic burning oil. That's a thing you should give to your teenage daughter. What's here? Ivar tells you, can't stay here long. It'll take 3 straight days to cross Bura Pass, so stock up. There's no stopping once we leave. He takes off to speak with the other Varl about setting up defences. Dad, says Alette appearing at your side. I like old Ivar. Somewhere in the back of your mind you feel the same way. You focus on preparations instead, realising that you may be one of the first humans about to set foot in Einatoft. Ooh, a Ring of the Wolf might actually be very handy to get. Protects from death if strength is above 1, so people can't just one-hit you. But also, 17 days, actually that's fine. Who wants this ring? Just kidding, I'm giving it to Alette, for she is squish. And actually, I just remembered, Alette's talk is still going begging, so, Oddleaf, have some stats. And somebody else can have the crit oil later. Let's take a look at our map, shall we? Here we are, we've made it out of Setterlund. Into Hraun. Heading down through the Borough Pass to Einatoft. Let's read about them. The Borough Pass. At Einatoft, the first Val King found himself unable to push further into the north, cut off by a vast gorge at the crook of the Wyrmscale Mountains. He had built a bridge of such massive construction that it takes nearly 3 days to cross on foot. As the legend goes, the Val only managed to build it by filling the gorge with the bodies of Dredge and working atop them. Hey, whatever works. And Einatoft, the home of the very first Val King, Einar, who carved his empire into the crook of the Bratterbrek and Wyrmscale Mountains. The Val fortress hewn into the rock itself eclipses all but the greater accomplishments in the north. That's a weird way of phrasing it. This eclipses everything except the things that are bigger than it. I mean, yeah, that's generally how it works. Come so far, got so far to go, in the words of Hairspray. Okay, before I make any more really bizarre references that just kind of happen on their own, I think this is an excellent place to leave it, because we're already running a little long. So, I think we're going to cut it here. So, time for your regularly scheduled wrap-up. Can I just say again, thanks to everybody who's watching. Thanks if you've stayed to the end through all of this general incompetence. Do I just mean this stream, or do I mean the entire last year? Perhaps. Yeah, if you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, that's S-E-R-A-S-E-N-T, the House of Hubris, you'll see it on the title card in a second. And I'm streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM GMT. That is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones are available. And I will keep going until we've done all 3 of this trilogy, because I like them, frankly. And then we'll do something else. There's always something new coming. Slight amendment to that schedule. I will not be streaming this coming Saturday, the 15th, because I have a quiz tournament to play. But I think I will probably be doing one on Sunday to make up for it. Kind of TBD. But if you want to be notified when it has BD, then you can throw us a follow. Doesn't cost you anything and gets you notified whenever we're live. And making bad acronym jokes. Oh, thank you so much, Abby. I'll be honest, I'm not in it to do well. I'm just in it to have fun doing quiz. That's what I do. Yeah, if you manage to miss any of our weirdly timed streams, then you can catch the VODs on the Twitch for 8 weeks after they've aired. For everything else, or if you prefer a different platform, you can go to my YouTube, which is linked down there-ish. It says VOD Archive. Or it's youtube.com/users/rf191999, where you can find all my VODs, going back to the very start of the channel, so that's over a year of content, and again, that's updated every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so subscribe to us over there. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get hot, fresh VODs in your subscription feed 3 times a week. What else? What else? If you think me forgetting how to do basic words, and forgetting the difference between Wales and Ireland is somehow worth your money before I start a diplomatic incident, then you can support us through cheering or subscribing on the Twitch. But very much appreciated, but you very much don't have to. Just turn up and be chill and hang out and have a good time and be good to each other. And really, isn't that all we need? Yes, Abby, just for you, sleep is good. I should probably do more of it at more consistent and useful times. Yeah, and if you want to see more of me, then probably the best place to look for my sins is Twitter, at Waruce, that's W-A-R-U-C-E, or there is also a link down there-ish, where you can see me all the time making bad jokes and doing memes and putting stream notifications up, and, you know, what else do people have Twitters for? Political commentary? Maybe. Sense? No. Yeah. But apart from that, I think we're good. So, I will say again, thanks so much everyone who's been here. We will be back on probably Sunday. Don't quote me on it. Not Saturday, probably Sunday. For more Banner Saga, where we will carry on towards Einatoft and see what the problem is with the Tharl, just in general. But until then, I will say thank you all, love you all, and goodbye.